Katie's Bar. Now we're heading out for a second time. Our first visit to Katie's Bar was back in March of 2014. My name is Nicholas. I am a young paranormal investigator in search of proof of the spirit world. I am also a person that can easily sense and feel spirit energy around me. I am joined by my grandmother, Helen, my uncle and cameraman, William, and my father and executive producer, Nick. We will search for ghosts at some of the world's most creepiest haunts. This is a haunted legacy. For our next investigation, we are all returning to the town of Smithtown, New York, to reinvestigate Katie's Bar of Smithtown. We've investigated Katie's Bar once before, and we met the owner, Brian Carpinin. Now we're heading out for a second time. When we arrived at Katie's Bar, we walked up to it, and we started our second investigation. We made sure the bar was empty and vacant of all people, and the door was unlocked, and I was the first one in, until we found out that there was only one bartender lady who unlocked the door for us. Look at that, Katie's Bar. You can see the pictures. Then we headed out in the back to go find the old door that leads to the women's restroom. Now we're walking down by the old door that leads to the women's restroom. You can see it right there. That's the old door. Then we headed back in and went downstairs to the basement. Going downstairs. Here we are back in Katie's Bar. Greetings, Charlie. See right here, here's the broken foundation of the hotel. Grandma, look at the pool table, you see it, you know? Yeah. What? No, Grandma, I'm just saying. Genesis, whatever, you get it? Yeah, it's in a perspective or whatever. We then did an EVP session. Charlie, if you hear me, can you do something? Do something. What can you do that I can capture on camera, Charlie? There has to be some spirit boxes here. What the hell was that? I thought I heard a very loud clank noise come from behind the pool table. Here's a replay. There has to be some spirit boxes here. 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 What the hell was that? Charlie, is that you making that noise? What's going on down here? You hear that noise or no? What? Like a noise. Did you hear it?
I always hear it down here. There's something, it's got to be a light or something.
It's like a noise, a hissing noise. Very nice. Nice bar, it really is. I haven't been here in 7 months. Wow, it smells like beer in here. That's what this is, it's a bar. Then we headed back upstairs and we left the bar. Drums on stage, candy store, hot lager sign, light. Our first visit to Katie's bar was back in March of 2014, when the Ghost Adventures episode aired. I heard like a little bit of a noise. Oh, Dad, check this out. Look, remember in that video where Zach was talking about New Jersey?
Yeah.
That's where he stood, right there,
Right.
that exit. Isn't that something?
That's cool.
Come on, let's go around the back, Dad.
Let's go this way first.
That's the pool. Daddy, I think we already got enough of the basement. This is Katie's, Smithtown, a haunted bar. And so far, we haven't seen anything yet. Right, Dad?
Right, not yet.
Who knows what the ghost is up to? I started feeling creeped out in the basement. Come on, Dad, let's get out of here. Alright, you're being silly, Dad, come on. We're going to Katie's, Smithtown. My father and I got a tour from the owner, Brian Karpinen. This was before we invited Helen and William with us. I'm not scared at all, Dad.
Okay. Just look at it.
See if we can get anything. Dad, film me.
Okay.
Just like it's going.
Is it going? Is it filming?
Then Brian told us what he experienced with the Ghost Adventures crew.
They took his own life under the bridge.
Really?
By a car, yeah.
Wow. So how did these guys find a lot of evidence while they were here?
They seemed to. They were in and out. Actually, I didn't speak to them that much.
Oh, no?
They were in a rush because they were doing another investigation at the same time.
Did they get a lot of evidence?
I guess, but they wouldn't tell me much because they didn't.
They don't-
People spoil stuff.
Oh, yeah, they won't get the viewers.
Yeah.
That's true, right,
The
right.
one thing that they did do, which I was told was out of the norm, see, everybody found out they were coming here, so everybody started contaminating the location, showing up trying to meet them,
Oh,
and they couldn't do the investigation properly. So me and a bunch of volunteers surrounded the building so they could do their investigation.
oh, wow.
And they called me in, something spooky happened to them, and they said, get Brian, and the producer said, we need you inside, which supposedly once they do a lockdown, they don't do that.
Right, right.
But they asked for my assistance or whatever in a particular EVP and something that happened to them, and it was an EVP of a voice I've heard before. So that was pretty cool. They said the place was great. I wish they would have stayed a little longer, but because of all the fans showing up, they were in, they were out.
Right, right. Well, you know what? If it's going to be on, if they're airing it, they obviously found something.
Yeah.
You know,
It
so.
looked pretty good.
Wow.
It looked pretty good. So, but
Excellent.
they didn't show me everything. Their equipment is the best I ever seen.
Really?
The production was top notch. They changed a couple stories around that I wanted no part of.
Yeah.
So, they reenacted Charlie killing himself and stuff like that. I wanted no part of that.
Oh, really?
I didn't even go downstairs and be any part of it.
Is that
They did reenactments?
Yeah.
is that really what happened to Charlie, or is it that
Killed
they?
himself with a shotgun, but not here, next door.
Okay. Wow.
I think they're making it seem like they did it here, and they did not.
Oh. Huh. But for some reason, this is a portal, I guess. The location.
Yeah. Well, Charlie's active in, next door and across the street. He used to hang out here. He owned the hotel next door, and he rented the house across the street. So all three places are active with him, or who we believe is Charlie.
And he was around the 1920s.
He killed himself in 1933.
33. Wow.
But the hotel that burned down here was December 5th, 1909, and that's another ball of wax of paranormal.
Isn't he a bootlegger?
Yeah, everybody was.
Yeah.
In fact, this place was a candy store, which is rumored to have booze too. They all did. That's how they stayed in business. But
My father, when he was a kid, he drove a truck with sugar out to Lake Ronkonkoma for the bootleggers or something like that from Brooklyn. My father.
oh, no
When he
kidding.
was a little kid. Yeah, he was like 14. They let him drive a truck.
Special thanks to Brian Karpinen, the owner of Katie's Bar, for allowing me and my father to come into his bar before he opens. I am now going to show you footage that I took off of my iPad mini of me investigating Katie's Bar the last several months. Alright, here I go again, inside the bar. Going inside Katie's Bar. Close the door. This place has been cleansed of all bad stuff, but I don't know about that. Let's just take another look at it. Here's the window right here. It's a beautiful building. Here I am sitting at the bar in Katie's. It's pretty nice. I'll go look in the window. It smells pretty nice in here. Ghost Adventures, what is that, this place? Brian doesn't want anything to go on here. Let's get out of the bar. Here we are in Katie's bar. Can you tell what song's playing? 2 minutes to midnight. Just walking around in Katie's bar. I can't find Brian, but here we are. We're going downstairs. Well, it's dark here. Oh, nice. Just the staircase. That's the staircase, that creepy staircase. Here's the pool table. Zach was touching it. And over here, that's some kind of room. So this is a beautiful bar. Then, I met bartender Elizabeth Dispigno. You might have seen her on Ghost Adventures. When I met her, I was very shocked. She and Brian Carpinin were very nice enough to let me come into Katie's bar before they opened. But then Liz went back upstairs, and I was downstairs in the basement all by myself, looking around. And I captured something shocking. You can clearly see one of the lights flickering in the basement somewhere. This was a pretty cool piece of evidence that I captured here at Katie's of Smithtown. This building has many scary things. Like a face on the wall, a soda gun lifting out of its shelf, glasses flying off the shelf, even a plastic bag ripping from the exit sign. And surprisingly, my evidence was some clanging noises and the lights flickering in the basement. I know that when you come home from a demonic place such as Katie's, they can follow you home very easily. However, I made sure that wouldn't happen to me. That's why I had some cleansings performed on me by saying prayers and going to church. But the next time that I ever come to Katie's bar, I will be more aware this time of my surroundings, and so will my team members. We will never forget the shocking and powerful hauntings here at this very, very haunted bar.